Scorpio, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Scorpio love reading. In today's reading, we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in February 2024. I don't know why, but the whole time I was doing the pre-shuffling and getting ready to start recording this reading for you, every time I'm getting to that part where I'm like talking about February 2024 in my head, October kept wanting to come out. I don't have any idea why, but that happened several times. But anyway, we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in February 2024. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Scorpio, 3 cards for your person, and then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Scorpio and their romantic person of interest, February 2024. Pretty easy. Okay, let's get 3 cards for you, Scorpio. What's going on with Scorpio as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them in February 2024, please. That one too. Okay, I feel like we have one flip over in here. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to check it out. Nope. Guess not. Let's get one more for you, Scorpio. Wait, what was that? I swear it felt like something was flipped in here. One more. What's going on with Scorpio? February 2024. Okay. Let's get 3 cards for your person, Scorpio. What is going on with Scorpio's romantic person of interest as it relates to Scorpio and the connection between the two of them? All right. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the moon. This is Pisces energy. This is an energy of fear, worry, and anxiety, usually caused by uncertainty. Like when the moon's out, it's dark outside. You can't really see your hand in front of your face. You can't really see if I'm on the correct path or not. Did I make a wrong turn somewhere? Should I turn around and go back? So uncertainty like that can cause fear and worry and anxiety in a person. Another meaning to this card is it can represent an illusion. It can represent something being hidden in the dark, some kind of a secret being kept, something going on that you're not privy to, that you don't know about. It can mean any of those things. I do have the 2 of Swords right under it. This is Libra energy. 2s are choices and decisions. This is a decision that needs made, only it hasn't been made for some reason. The blindfold on the card, that can represent that there's just not enough information to make a decision about something, and that's why it hasn't been made. But that blindfold can also represent someone who has the blinders on and they're leaving the blinders on purpose because there's something they don't want to see, like something they don't want to look at, something that they don't want to believe is true, and ignoring that thing is preventing a decision from getting made. Sometimes this can mean that it's not your decision, it's your person's decision. It's some sort of a decision that needs made that hasn't been made yet. And we have 7 of Pentacles under that. This is Taurus energy. This is a period of time where there's this pause to reflect and take stock of a situation or take stock of a connection. And really what you're doing here is taking a look at the seeds that have been planted between the two of you and trying to decide, is this ever going to grow into the 10 of Pentacles that I really want, where we're combining our lives together and we have this like stable and abundant and prosperous life that we've built together. Is it ever going to turn into that? Should I continue putting my work and my excuse me, my time, effort, and energy into this? Or is this a spot where maybe it's not going to pan out the way I want it to, and maybe I should just cut my losses and move on? That's probably the choice that someone's debating about here. But there's some level of uncertainty about that that's causing fear, worry, and anxiety, or there's something going on where maybe you're not even aware that this kind of a decision is being contemplated. I'm not sure yet. Whatever this is, this whole idea of taking a period of time to contemplate this, there's a heavy burden attached to that. 10 of Wands is Sagittarius energy. It represents a heavy burden that's being carried. It is a 10 though, and 10s are completion, so this is supposed to be the completion of some heavy burden that's being carried. In other words, finally getting to the spot where you can lay the burden down and move on without it. So this is like the general overall gist of what it looks like this reading is going to talk to me about. We might have to come back to that as we go along. This mutual point of interest, though, is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in February 2024. It doesn't always affect you both exactly the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the ramifications, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and it makes you feel or act this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately some external thing that's impacting both of you. But the mutual point of interest between the two of you, Scorpio, is the Five of Wands. This is a Leo energy. Fives are conflict. Wands are about passion or desire. So this is a conflict in desires, like an internal conflict where there's a piece of you that wants one thing, there's a piece of you that wants something different than that, and now there's this internal battle of tug of war going on inside you in terms of what it is you actually desire. That it's shared energy that's affecting you both, so that could be an internal conflict for you, Scorpio. It could be your person has an internal conflict like that and it's affecting you. It could even be, because this is shared energy, you want one thing and your person wants something different than that. And instead of both of you pulling in the same direction together, you're pulling in opposite directions of each other. So let's clarify this, see what else we can find out for you. Tell me more about this Five of Wands. Why is the Five of Wands the mutual kind of interest? Thanks. Bottom of the deck, the Moon. That is the overall energy of the reading. Again, Pisces energy, fear, worry, anxiety, uncertainty, can represent an illusion, secret being kept, something hidden in the dark, something going on you don't know about, and son of a bitch, right behind that, I have the Five of Wands again. So these are the overall energy of the reading and the mutual point of interest, and I just got them again in the second deck in the same order. So again, some sort of a conflict internally about what it is that you both want, or what each of you wanting something different, some sort of an internal conflict going on, whether that's within you or your person or between the two of you, I don't know yet. We do have Ace of Pentacles behind that. This is some opportunity presenting itself. It's like a physical opportunity, tangible thing. It's not an idea or a concept. It's something you can actually touch. This is the seed of abundance. It's the seed that has the potential to grow into the Ten of Pentacles that we all want. That Ten of Pentacles we alluded to when there's this taking stock to figure out, is this going to grow into the Ten of Pentacles or not? This has the potential to get there, whatever this opportunity is. It's not that Ten of Pentacles in and of itself. This is an opportunity. You have to grab opportunities and do something with them. Otherwise, they're just like empty potential. But there is some sort of a physical opportunity presenting itself here. Four of Pentacles right behind that. This is Capricorn energy. This is an energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. It can sometimes, because fours represent stability and Pentacles represent the physical world, this can represent physical stability, financial stability, an opportunity for that. Or there could be this, there's some uncertainty here and an internal conflict about what I want, because I'm not seeing everything that's in front of me and I have an opportunity. I don't want to lose that, but there's like a but hanging onto that for some reason. Yeah, but there's that Seven of Pentacles again, Taurus energy. Period of time where there's this contemplation about, is this going to turn into what I want, or should I cut my losses and move on? When I clarify this Five of Wands, this internal conflict, I get the Hanged Man, the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. Hanged Man is more Pisces energy. This is progress halting, like no forward movement happens, like things are stuck, they're at a dead standstill, stagnant, just not making progress on something. Now, the Hanged Man, he's hanging upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different perspective than he normally would, trying to look at things from a different point of view than he normally would. And he's doing that, trying to like gain some enlightenment about, why is this stuck and how do I get this unstuck so it can move forward? But things aren't moving here. Nine of Swords is Gemini energy. That there's two cards in the deck that talk about fear, worry, and anxiety. The moon, which we have here in both decks on the bottom, and this Nine of Swords also means fear, worry, and anxiety. This is thinking about something over and over again and like not being able to shut your mind off about it. And it causes like, it's like thinking about stuff with so much fear or worry behind your thinking that it actually starts to manifest itself physically. This becomes like mental anguish. This becomes sleepless nights. I've lost my appetite. I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. My mind won't shut up. Notice the person on the card has their eyes covered because in their mind, this situation is so bad that they don't want to face it. They don't want to look at it, which is kind of what I was feeling from this Two of Swords, where that blindfold can represent, no, I don't want to see that, and I'm not willing to look at it. I don't know if like things are stuck because there's some fear, worry, and anxiety. Maybe it's just possible that we're having fear, worry, and anxiety that we both might want different things. The final clarifier here is the Nine of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. This is a singles energy. The Ten of Pentacles, which we've alluded to a couple of times, would be like combining together two people or two families and all their assets and resources to build that stable, prosperous home life we want. This is a step back from that. This is about being single physically. This is like self-sufficient, like with you or without you. I can do this on my own. I don't need some other person to physically take care of me or financially take care of me. I can do all of that. This doesn't necessarily mean someone wants to be single. It just means that there's this element of single energy here, of independence here. Sometimes this can come off as a person who's not single, but they try to present themselves in the physical world as if they are single. I don't know that that's it. It's like what this is looking like is like afraid of being single, or there's some sort of fear, worry, and anxiety attached to being single. Things are hung up here, though. This is like, maybe there's an internal conflict going on between the two of you and things have stopped and now there's all this fear, worry, and anxiety about being single. It's very unclear what the fear, worry, and anxiety is that's tied to this internal conflict that I'm seeing, but there's definitely an opportunity here with it. I will freely admit that this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me just yet, but that is not uncommon at the beginning stage of this reading. We still got quite a bit to go. That's the shared energy that's affecting both of you here in February 2024, Scorpio. I will come back to this as I go through your energy because then I'll get more insight on it and I'll see how that applies to you. I'll come back to it again when I go through your person's energy for the same reason because I'll be able to see how it relates to them. Your energy in this connection for February 2024, Scorpio. The first card is always the most important. You got the Sun. Your central energy is the Page of Swords. And your final card is the Five of Cups. The Sun is a Leo Major Arcana card. I've said Leo a couple times already. Got that Five of Wands there. I've got a couple of Pisces cards out here. I've said Virgo a couple times. Gemini. You could be dealing with any of those signs. I got some Taurus energy out here, some Virgo energy. You could be dealing with any sign. This is a general collective reading, so it's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you are dealing with as an individual person because I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person here. I'm tapping into collective energy for the Scorpio people I get messages for. So I'm just going to continue calling out the signs that prominently stick out to me just in case they have a meaning for you. This is Leo energy. Excuse me. The Sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, abundance, bliss, harmony. Really hard to get a better card than that. This is also the card that comes immediately after the Moon in the sequence of the major arcana. So whenever I have the Moon out here already and I get the Sun, sometimes that makes this card mean illumination, as in like something's hidden in the dark. But the next step is the Sun comes out and shines its light into the darkness and exposes what was hidden in the dark, and now you can see it. So we've got to clarify this and see what else we can find out. Tell me about the Sun. Why is that the first card for Scorpio here in February 2024? This is starting to be a little bit of a pattern now where the first card is like getting a lot of extra clarifiers. I normally get 3, I got 5 here. On the bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Aces are opportunities. They're new beginnings. This is a new beginning in passion and desire, a passionate new beginning. It can be the spark of some new desire, some new inspiration. This is also the phallic symbol of the tarot deck, so it represents the male phallus and using it to be intimate, sexual energy, sex, things of that nature. Could be we have something getting exposed related to that. Very strange. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. I don't read reversals. I don't keep reversed cards in my deck. So I'm not sure how that got there unless that happened during the shuffling. We've referenced the 10 of Pentacles several times already. We've got the 9 of Pentacles, a step backwards from that here. This would be, in the upright, it would be like combining together your lives and building a life together. I see this a lot for people that are married. I see this a lot for people that are living together or that just spend so much time together that they might as well be living together or married. But here it's in the reverse, which is like something's wrong with that. There's some delay to that. There's something in the way of that. That energy is still present, but it's upside down here, which to me feels about the same as this 9 of Pentacles energy. It's like, we're together, but now suddenly we're not. 6 of Wands is right under that. This is more Leo energy. This is a card of recognition. It's about forward movement and success and victory, but at its core, it's about either being recognized for something or coming to some sort of a recognition about something and that allowing forward movement to happen. Yeah, and then there's the Sun again. Happiest card in the deck. Or it's illumination, again, more Leo energy. So this is like something gets illuminated. I think somebody was doing something maybe that they shouldn't have and keeping secret here, but something gets found out related to an Ace of Wands, and then the 10 of Pentacles gets turned upside down because something's getting recognized and exposed. Now, the Sun being here twice tells me that there was a very strong element of happiness for you, at least in this connection at some point in time. I think the thing getting exposed, Empress right behind that, I think this is the birth of something new. She's perpetually pregnant, so she's always birthing something. So in her love reading, she represents usually the birth of a new connection or the rebirth of a previous connection. I'm putting this back right side up because I don't like reversals in my deck. This is looking like we got some issue with passion, desire, sexual energy type thing. When I clarify the Sun, I got 5 clarifiers. 9 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords, Queen of Swords, holy shit, 7 of Swords. What I want to see is a bunch of cups. I'm cool with seeing some wands for some passion and desire in a love reading. That's good stuff. But I want to see cups. I got 1 cup and then 4 swords. The sword is a central energy for you. A sword is the central energy here in the shared energy affecting you both. I got way too many swords. This 9 of Cups is Pisces energy. This is another singles energy. It's a step backwards from the 10 of Cups, which is like everybody's goal in love and emotions and relationships. It's that being combined together and fully in love and pouring your love into each other and everybody's like happily ever after. It's like the happy fairy tale romance that we all want. This is a step backwards from that. This is single energy. This is like single by myself, fully happy by myself. This would be like not needing another person to make me feel happy or to make me feel whole or to make me feel loved because I already do all that shit for myself. This is like not needing that from someone else. It can also represent a person who's not single but is acting as if they are single. Like to themselves, they might as well be single because emotionally they are. Sometimes this can be a self-centered person. It can be somebody who's smug. This is about like personal happiness and wish fulfillment. Not us happiness and wish fulfillment. Next we have the 4 of Swords. This is Libra energy. Fours are about stability. Swords are about the mind. So this would be like stabilizing the mind, stabilizing the thoughts, like calming yourself down here. Like when this state right here, this is like mental anguish. Your mind's all over the place and it won't shut up. And this is an energy of like taking a pause and taking a break and chilling out and trying to calm my thinking down so I can figure out what to do moving forward. Five of Swords. So we've got escalating energy here. We're going from the 4 to the 5, the Queen, the 7. So it's like all over the place suddenly here. This 5 of Swords is Aquarius energy. Fives are conflict. Fives are change. This is usually like a conflict in communicating, as in like a fight, an argument, bitter words being spoken, words being used like weapons. This is also a betrayal a lot of times. This would be somebody who has a winning at all cost mentality. Like, I'm going to get what I want and I don't give a damn what happens to anybody else as long as I get what I want. And then they create some kind of unfair situation where it's all stacked in their favor and everybody else gets hurt. At its core, this is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. Usually a betrayal. So the energy here of like something gets exposed. Now I'm single. Now I'm trying to calm myself down because this betrayal happened. Queen of Swords is Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. Like that, she is about speaking the truth on something and then cutting off the things or the people that aren't in your best interest anymore. Usually when I see her, she represents the severing in a connection where like, boom, like she holds her hand out like that because she's fair, but she already knows what's going on. And when she holds her hand out, she's saying, go ahead, tell me your side of the story. Speak your truth to me. The problem is she already knows the truth. So the truth you speak to her, it better match what she already knows or she cuts your head off with the sword. Usually when I see this, we had some sort of a discussion here, some sort of an argument about what I think is going on or what I see is going on. And the person's like, nah, wasn't me. And then boom, we got this severing happening. Probably about this. Like, I feel really strongly already. 5 of Swords, betrayal. 7 of Swords is more Aquarius energy. It's lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, trying to get away with something that they shouldn't be trying to get away with. Now, that's not the only meaning of the card. Feels pretty strongly like that's what it is here. It can also represent self-preservation, as in like you not wanting to be hurt. The reason the dude on the card steals the 5 swords is because he doesn't want to be hurt by those swords. He doesn't want those used against him to hurt him. So he steals them to make sure that he can't be hurt. It can also represent, it's kind of interesting, he's stealing 5 swords, which is that mentally and psychologically painful thing, a betrayal. Doesn't want to be hurt. He also, though, has to leave 2 swords behind because he can't carry everything. So this card can also represent an element of leaving something behind, especially when there's a severing involved here. Central for your energy here in February 2024, Scorpio, Page of Swords. This is news, messages, communicating about something. It's a page, so it's the least developed of the core cards. It's not fully mature energy, so this can be someone who is like immature at communicating or says things that are poorly thought out, like they didn't think anything in advance and they just blurt something out that comes out bad. A lot of times, though, this is energy of a person who's trying to learn something, somebody who's trying to figure something out, whether, I mean, that can represent doing research and investigating something. This can represent snooping around, going through things, spying on someone, scoping out social media and stuff like that. It can even represent some other person that's not you that saw something that was going on and came back and told you about it, communicated that to you. So let me clarify this Page of Swords. Why is the Page of Swords the central energy for Scorpio, please? Thank you. I feel like something flipped again. Like there's a lot going on for you, it feels like. Bottom of the deck. The Moon. I've already seen that a couple times already. It's the overall energy. It was on the bottom of the deck when I clarified this mutual point of interest between you. Now I've got fear, worry, anxiety, uncertainty, which, yes, makes sense if you're trying to learn something and figure something out. You're trying to gain some certainty here, so you're not having fear, worry, and anxiety. It can also, like I said, represent a secret being kept, something being hidden in the dark, something going on that you don't know about. And this could be you looking for clues about that, investigating, snooping because of that. That could even be someone saw what was going on that was hidden in the dark. Five of Cups right behind the moon here. Scorpio energy. Again, fives are conflict. Fives are change. This is an emotional change here. This is sadness and remorse about the past. It's about being focused on these 3 cups that have been spilled and all the love and emotions that have been spilled and wasted. All the time, effort, and energy that's been spilled and wasted. And it's having the focus on that. Meanwhile, there's 2 upright cups in the background. The 2 of Cups represents a love connection between 2 people. So there's still a connection looming in the background here. The 2 of Cups is also a choice, though. So it can represent there's still some sort of a choice that needs to be made about this connection. I did see that 2 of Swords, a decision that needs to be made that's not being made about whether this is going to turn into what I want or should I cut it off and move on, and the burdens that are related to that. Maybe it didn't go far enough. 1 card down from that's the Star. This is like hope and healing. So having the hope that things can be healed here. There's a choice about the connection still looming in the background, it seems like. But that can also be a choice between 2 cups of love looming in the background. Interesting, I'm getting ahead of myself, but that is also your next card, Scorpio. We'll clarify that next. Okay. At its core, this card is about like what a person focuses on, literally dictates to them what emotions they feel. So here the person's focused on the past, so they're feeling what they felt in the past. They're focused on something that they've lost, so they're feeling that loss. Or they're focused on something that's missing from their life and they're feeling that gap in their life. But there are things in the background that you could focus on that would make you feel better. Just throwing that out there for you. When I clarify this Page of Swords, I get the 7 of Pentacles again, the 2 of Swords again, and the 10 of Wands again. I just saw all those. There's the 2 of Swords, very next card down, 7 of Pentacles, very next card down, 10 of Wands. Like, you can't make this shit up. 7 of Pentacles, again, is Taurus energy. This is taking a pause to reflect and take stock of this relationship, take stock of the situation you're finding yourself in, and asking those tough questions. It's like, is this ever going to turn into what I want? Should I continue putting work, time, effort, and energy into this? Or am I just wasting all of that? And maybe this is never going to pan out and I should just cut my losses and move on. So it's that period of time of thinking about that. Looks like a period of time where you're single here, or not emotionally with them in some sense. Probably single as in like not together at all here. That's probably why things are stuck, and that's probably why you're internally conflicted, because you got fear, worry, and anxiety going on about this. Probably about being single, but also probably about whatever the hell is going on that you didn't know about. 2 of Swords is next. Again, that's a Libra energy of a decision that needs made that's not being made. I have that sitting right next to the 4 of Swords, more Libra energy, trying to calm your mind down so you can think and figure out what the hell to do here. I don't know if this is you waiting on a decision to come in from your person, because this can be an energy of like waiting on something to fully develop. It could be waiting on them and there's some break between the 2 of you. This could be, again, though, that there's something that maybe you didn't see at one point and you don't want that to be true. I don't know if you have found something that's cluing you in, or if you're just literally trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. 10 of Wands is the final clarifier here. Again, this is Scorpio energy of a heavy burden that you're carrying. It is a 10. This is supposed to be the spot where you lay this burden down and move forward without it. That's laying right beside this 5 of Swords, mentally and psychologically painful situation or event, a betrayal of some kind potentially. Final card for you, Scorpio, is the 5 of Cups. Again, that's Scorpio energy. It's about whatever you focus on dictates to you how you feel. It's called your focus because it belongs to you. You get to dictate to your focus where it goes. Most people don't realize that, and most people don't do that, and they just let their focus like do whatever the hell it wants and go wherever the hell it wants. And usually where it goes is places that make you feel bad. So this is a strong message for you to control where your focus is. You dictate policy to it. It doesn't dictate policy to you. If you put your focus on something and it wants to stray away, you grab that son of a bitch and you put it right back to where you told it to go. And you do that enough and eventually it listens to you. But this is sadness and remorse about the past and thinking about stuff that's focusing on stuff that's not making you feel good here. Tell me about this Five of Cups. Who is that here for Scorpio? One in the deck. I see. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Already seen this one too. I'm getting a lot of the same cards over and over again. This is a new beginning in passion and desire. So it can be a passionate new beginning, the spark of a new connection, relationship. It's the phallic symbol of the deck. It can represent the male phallus, sexual energy. I don't have anything 100% concrete yet. I have a lot of hints that there was some cheating type energy going on, especially with this card and the Five of Swords there. And the sun exposing something that was being hidden in the dark. And I have seen the moon a total of 3 times now. Somebody fearful and worried. This could be we got some new person has been birthed into this connection here and started something. 2 of Pentacles, this is Capricorn energy. Again, it's a 2. It's a choice. It's an option. It's like weighing the options on these 2 physical things where I can't have both of them and I got to pick. Like, do I or don't I? Should I or shouldn't I? Sometimes that can represent juggling 2 different people. Page of Swords. Just saw this. That's what I just clarified for you. This is communication about something. It can also represent spying or snooping around or trying to figure something out, trying to investigate something, doing research. Like, can even represent somebody saw something and then came and told you about it. If that's the case, then they came and told you about, I saw them juggling 2 people. They got somebody else. 7 of Cups, Scorpio energy, but this is options and choices and confusion about the options and choices. Like, there's a lot of cups here. I don't know what to pick. I don't want to pick the wrong thing and make a mistake. And there's a lot of emotions involved here, which amplifies the pressure. And that's like, now I'm emotionally confused. It can represent somebody has other options than just you. The clouds of smoke around all the cups can represent like clouded judgment, clouded decision making, obscured vision. Like there's something going on that I can't see it all because there's too much smoke clouds here. That smoke can even represent someone blowing smoke up your ass, like trying to cloud the situation so that you can't see what's going on. It could be any of that stuff. It's looking strongly like other options. Yeah, because right after the options, we have the 5 of Pentacles. I've seen a lot of 5s. Way too much conflict here. Way too much change here. This is abandonment. Taurus energy. It's abandonment, being cast aside, being left out in the cold, being discarded. This is a breakup energy. This is almost like, yep, some new passionate beginning started. There was some juggling of 2 people that got found out. And now there's all this confusion about what to do, or look how many fucking options they had, and boom, over. But if that was something that you were 100% committed to, I don't understand why I've seen the 5 of Wands a couple of times now with an internal conflict there. Well, I guess I could be, because you could be 100% this is done, and they could be going the other direction with that. So I'll hold off till I get to their side. When I clarify this 5 of Cups last card for you, Scorpio, I get the Empress, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of Cups. We got some sadness and remorse about the past here. Some emotional loss taking place here. The potential for a connection to be in the background, or even a choice between 2 different cups of love in the background. This is the mother of the tarot deck. This is the birth of something new. It could be the rebirth. I should say that too. This is either the sparking up of a new passionate connection, or this could also be trying to re-spark a previous connection, trying to fire it back up, re-spark the passion and the desire in it. Could be that. Although that doesn't really fit with everything else I'm seeing over here. It's like I get a lot of flack in the comments from the readings being negative, where it's always bad news of some kind. And I get people accusing me of being negative. I even had some lady flip out on me in the Virgo reading over the weekend, chastising me about how I hate Virgo people because it's always bad news. And like, she was irate and going through the comments of other people that were like, dude, this is exactly what's going on in my situation right now. And she's replying to these people and telling them what an asshole I am and how negative I am and how I hate Virgos and you shouldn't even watch him anymore. Like, just going belligerent on me. But my answer to that is like, I'm not a negative person. I don't want the readings to come out and tell you bad news, but it's not my job to decide in advance what the message is going to be. I know there are readers that do that. For a fact, I know there are readers that do that. I don't ever start my readings with the cards already laid out on the table because I've predetermined the story I'm going to tell you. I'm not here to guess what it is that you want to hear and then make sure I twist the meanings of the cards around to force it to fit what you want to hear. That's not helping anybody. What I'm here to do is get people the truth, like to get people the answers to the stuff that they don't have answers for, like to get them some clarity and some insight onto what's really going on so they can make the best decisions that are in their own best interest. It's not my job to tell you what to do. It's not my job to sugarcoat a dog turd and try and convince you it's a Snickers bar. It's my job to get you the answers and to tell it to you truthfully, which is what I'm trying to do. And I'm struggling with trying to be able to like explain this a different way than what it's coming through to me as. So please don't take offense to it. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feel-bads. I'm just trying to get people the truth. And like I told the lady that was freaking out, like, people don't come to me when they're in a great relationship and everything's awesome. There's no need to have a tarot reading about your relationship when everything's awesome because, well, fuck, you already know it's awesome, right? Like, people come and find me when shit's hit the fan, when things are going terrible and they don't know what the hell's even going on, let alone what to do. So I'm here to help those people. So anyway, I don't even know what put me on that other than this was like, it felt like I was trying to stretch it to come up with a different thing. This could mean that we're rebirthing the connection. It could, but that doesn't really add up with what we have here. There could be an element to you that's torn and still contemplating and can't decide whether I should or I shouldn't, whether we could ever get this unstuck, or whether we're ever going to pull in the same direction, whether this kind of shit's going to happen again or not. I do have the Wheel of Fortune next, which is, yeah, it can be the Wheel of Fate and the Wheel of Destiny. It can represent a fated event. It can represent divine timing. It can also represent a change in the luck and fortune, like things were going good, and then I found out about this new person that got brought into the situation, and that spun the wheel the other way, and it went to hell in a handbasket. This is like, this can also represent a repeating cycle that keeps happening. And right beside it is that Two of Swords. Again, there's a blindfold. That could very well be, for some people, this has happened before, and I didn't want to see that before. I didn't want to face it. But now I have all this worry that it's going to happen again, and I'll be damned, it happened again, and here I am still not making the decision that I know I need to do, and I'm trying to figure out what to do here. It could just as easily be any of those things at the same time, and it's just different layers to the story. But we do have some massive level change here, and it might actually be a repeating cycle. Ten of Cups is the final clarifier for you, Scorpio. This is Pisces energy. This is everyone's goal in love and relationships. It's that happily ever after, that happy fairy tale ending, that happy fairy tale love connection we all want. And that is the negative side about this card that not many people will tell you about. It's that fairy tale component. We all want this, and we all want it so badly that we'll lie to ourselves. We'll not look at things that are right there. We'll take those red flags that are just bitch slapping us across the face repeatedly, and we'll pretend like that stuff's not happening. We'll sweep it under the rug. We'll ignore it. Because if that stuff's true, then this happily ever after thing that I have in my mind that I want so bad, well, that can't possibly be true, can it? So that could be part of the burden that you're carrying here. It's also in the same row with this Five of Swords, this mentally and psychologically painful thing here, this mental conflict that I'm having, this internal conflict that I'm having. But I thought this was the Ten of Cups, and now all this has happened, and it can't be the Ten of Cups, can it? The only two cards for you that don't have anything to go with them in the rows is the Queen of Swords, she who knows the truth, and the Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing, deception. It's like she knows what goes on around her. She clearly sees it. And she calls the bullshit that it is. And she cuts off the thing that doesn't fit her. And there's something that you can't see. And there's something that maybe you don't want to see. I'm not sure. But there's definitely was something going on behind your back. And it looks like you found out about it. And there's a loss here. At the same time, there's the birth of something new. And it's like, it doesn't look like you're in a pleasant spot, Scorpio, and I'm sorry what you're going through. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Let's take a look at your person's energy, because in their energy in this connection, we have the Hierophant as their first card. Again, that's always the most important. Central to their energy is the Eight of Pentacles. Final card for them is the Knight of Pentacles. The Hierophant, card 5 of the major arcana. This rules over the fives of the four suits in the deck. We've seen Five of Cups, Five of Swords, Five of Wands here. We've seen the Five of Pentacles in the story that was just on the bottom of the deck a second ago. This rules over all the conflict and change. It's the Taurus major arcana card. This is usually a card of commitment. It's about being in a committed relationship, taking that to the next level to advance it. This is usually a card that would indicate engagements or marriage or like going in that direction with things. Tell me about the Hierophant, please. Why is the Hierophant here for Scorpio's romantic person interest? All right, thanks. I think this one came out next. Bottom of the deck, Five of Cups. Scorpio energy, sadness and remorse about the past. This is emotional loss of something here. Being focused on the cups that spilled, the love that spilled, the time, effort, and energy that spilled. There are two cups in the background, though. There's a love connection. This is the final card that was in your energy when it talked about the birth of something new that changed everything with this Ten of Cups that you have here. Five of Wands right below that. That's the overall, the shared energy between the two of you. We've seen it repeatedly. It's a Leo energy of a conflict in their desires, an internal conflict. A piece of them wants one thing, a piece of them wants this other thing, and they're torn. The World. This is the final card of the major arcana. It represents completions. This is the ending of one cycle, and at the same time, the beginning of the next cycle. This is like a cycle of commitment that we're in, which is probably why Ten of Pentacles came out upside down before. That would be married or living together, but now that's been flipped. This is like, I've got sadness and remorse about something that I did, and I'm internally conflicted because I want two different things. And now we're ending a cycle of what looks like commitment, starting a new cycle. Your person's confusing a little bit already, because when I clarify the Hierophant, I get the Queen of Wands, the Hierophant again, and the Three of Wands. Now, that's a lot of wand energy right here for your person. Wands, again, passion, desire. This Queen of Wands, This is usually Leo or Aries energy. This is someone who knows exactly what she wants and she goes after it. She doesn't really take no for an answer. She doesn't accept excuses. In terms of a person, this would be someone who is very attractive, sexy, vivacious, fun to be around, life of the party. On the negative side of her, she can be sometimes a person that causes some drama. She gets called the drama queen a lot of times. This is usually someone that your person has a very strong attraction toward, has a lot of desire toward. Hierophant, again, I'm clarifying the Hierophant right now. So again, Taurus Major Arcana energy, commitment, taking it to the next level. This would either indicate that I've got like a very strong desire for commitment, or I have this strong desire for someone in the middle of being in a commitment already. It's literally in the middle of two Hierophant cards. So that could be the thing that's hidden in the dark. That could be the thing that they're torn between. They desire this commitment they have with you, but at the same time, they desire the wand aspect of this other person. Three of Wands. This is Aries energy. This is being at the beginning stages of manifesting something. At the Two of Wands, you're at that fork in the road, that decision point about what is it I really want my world to be like, and which of these two paths gets me there. In the Three of Wands, that decision on their end has already been made. They know what they want, and they're taking steps down that path, and they fully expect that the thing they want is going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and they're waiting on that to fully manifest itself. So this is an energy of waiting, but it's also an energy of I've already started taking actions to get the thing that I want, and the thing I'm waiting on is for that to pan out. Central to their energy is the Eight of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. This is the card of work. It's about putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something to get what they want, or at the least being willing to put the work in on it. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles. Why is that central to Scorpio's person's energy in February? Thank you. Bottom of the deck. Five of Pentacles. Taurus energy. This is, again, a five is conflict. It's change. This is abandonment. It's being cast aside, left out in the cold. This is a breakup energy. It was so weird. Like, initially, before I even clarified anything, when I saw Hierophant, Eight of Pentacles, that's like, okay, I have this commitment. I'm willing to put in the work, time, effort, energy to make that happen, right? But then I did your energy, and it's obvious something's up. And then I clarify the Hierophant, and it's obvious that something's up. And then when I look at these clarifiers, it's like, oh, that actually looks really good, until I flip the bottom over and see that there's abandonment that they're working on. This is like, I'm working to get the hell out of Dodge. I'm working to get away here. Seven of Cups under that Scorpio energy. It's like, I'm working to get away from Scorpio? Like, really? Like, they have options and choices, but they're confused about what to do because they don't want to pick the wrong thing and make a mistake. Page of Swords. That's twice now I've seen Page of Swords with the options. Page of Swords is your central energy. This is either you figuring out that they got some options, or snooping around to figure this out, or someone saw something and told you about this, that they're juggling two people. Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. I've seen a lot of decisions, and I've seen a shitload of conflict and deception, betrayal, like negative emotions all over the place, potential cycle that's repeating. This is like juggling two people, or them going back and forth between these two things, and they can't fully make up their mind about which one to pick. When I clarify this idea of work and putting in the time, effort, and energy to get what they want, I get the Sun, the Two of Cups, and the Page of Wands. The Sun is the Leo Major Arcana card. That was the first card in your energy here. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony, abundance. Like, you really can't get a better card than that. It can also represent things being exposed. Like, in terms of happiness, it's tied to this person that they have all this attraction and sexual energy for. And it's tied to the idea of work, which seems to be tied to the idea of abandonment and options here. This doesn't feel like something getting exposed. This feels like, for them, I'm going to put in the amount of work, effort, and energy needed to get my happy. And my happy's tied to Two of Cups. This is Cancer energy. It's a love connection between two people, but it's also a two. In tarot, twos represent choices. So it's a choice about a love connection that they're in with you. Can also represent a choice between two cups of love. It's sitting right beside the Hierophant, and it's tied to happiness. And again, the shared energy that affects both of you is internal conflict. It is entirely possible that this person gets happiness from the commitment with you. It's entirely possible that they get happiness from this other person that they have attraction toward, and that's what they're torn between. They have a choice to make. And here, the Moon, they're hiding something in the dark. They're keeping a secret about this other person because they're in a commitment and they have to keep a secret about that. Two of Swords, there's a choice they need to make and they're not making it. And it's like the longer this continues on, the more burdensome this is getting for them. Like, you can only lie for so long, because then you got to tell new lies to cover up your old lies, and it just compounds itself. And then you're bound to fuck up, you know? It's like, final card to clarify this idea of putting in the work is the Page of Wands. More wand energy here. It's news and messages and communication about passion, about desire, like expressing desire, expressing what I want, passionate messages. It can also represent a person who is got the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something they have passion and desire for. I've already seen they have already chosen the path. They've already started taking steps down the path. And here they are, like, they had the willingness to do that, and they did that, and it's brought some happiness into them. But I don't know if it's led to a breakup with you, or if that's what they're trying to put work in on accomplishing. Final card for your person, Scorpio, is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest moving knight in the deck. It's very slow forward movement on something, like one step at a time. This was like, the story, the tortoise and the hare. This ain't the hare. This is the tortoise. Very, very slow. Like, this is frustrating energy when you're going through it, because it would be like, I want this thing like really, really bad. And like, it's just drip, drip, like one drip at a time. Very, very slow. Makes you want to pull your hair out. When you're going through this, it feels a lot like the Hanged Man, like no progress is happening at all. There is actually movement here, but it's movement like you would see if you're watching a flower grow. You could stare at that thing all day and you can't tell anything has happened. But you watch it on time lapse and you can see that, oh, it indeed did grow. That's kind of what's going on here. Now, another meaning to this is it can be a person who knows what they're supposed to do, but they just don't do it for some reason. In a standard tarot deck like this one, the Knight of Pentacles is holding the Ace of Pentacles in front of him, and the fields behind him are completely empty because he hasn't gotten off his ass and planted the seed yet. So it can represent, I know what I'm supposed to do because I'm in a commitment, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this other thing that I shouldn't do. It can also represent a person who knows what they shouldn't do but does it anyway. Tell me about this Knight of Pentacles, please. Why is that the final card for Scorpio's person? Bottom of the deck, the World. Final card of the major arcana, ending of one cycle, beginning of a new cycle. Five of Wands, internally conflicted about that, Leo energy. A piece of them wants to end the cycle and start a new cycle somewhere different, and another piece of them probably doesn't. Five of Cups, Scorpio energy. Sadness and remorse about the past. This is like feeling guilty about something, having some regrets about something, or just having their focus in the wrong spot, and that's causing them to miss something that they could be happy about. Also, there's that Two of Cups in the background, that choice about the connection with you, potentially a choice with another person here. Very slow moving energy of this Knight of Pentacles. We clarify that with the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Magician. Eight of Wands is Sagittarius energy. This is very stark contrast to this Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest knight in the deck. This is the second fastest overall energy in tarot. This is very fast forward movement on something. It can be rapid back and forth, passionate communicating. It could be rapid progress on something, rapid forward movement towards something there's passion and desire for. It can even represent like an overwhelming amount of energy happening all at once. Like so much is happening all at once that it gets overwhelming feeling. What this really feels like is like there's this energy of going really slow, and then suddenly there's this big burst of speed here in terms of being tied to happiness and being tied to this person that I have attraction and desire for. Next clarifier for the Knight of Pentacles is the Knight of Cups. Knights are action takers. This is actions toward love and emotions. This is moving forward with a love offer, moving forward with romantic gestures, trying to advance a love offer, a love connection, trying to move it forward in some way very quickly. And we're seeing in this row, commitment, a choice about the connection or a choice between two people, and then fast forward movement toward that love connection. At the same time that forward movement is going on, we have Eight of Cups, which is Pisces energy of detaching emotionally, detaching physically and walking away. This person is walking away from what they have because it's not good enough for them, and they think that there might be something better. So they make this conscious choice to walk away from what they have to go down a brand new path towards their own happiness, their own wish fulfillment. This is moving toward the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups, because this is only 8, and I want more than 8. I usually see this when a person thinks the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, so they got to go find out if it is or not. We see like this energy of waiting. I've already started taking the first steps, but I'm waiting on something. And then here's me with the willingness to take the first steps and the communicating about passion, and then the communicating about passion speeds up and picks up pace. And then there's this forward movement and detaching here. So it's like all three of these cards are facing into the future. And even the way they're laid on the table here like this, they're all looking in the same direction, all facing toward the future, all walking away from your side of the table, from your energy. Final clarifier for your person's Knight of Pentacles is the Magician. This is the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the Tarot deck. It's someone who's got all the tools, abilities, resources to create the world around them to be in alignment with what their will desires. He's got all 4 aces on the table. The aces are the ones of the 4 suits. Those 4 ones are 1111, the number of manifesting, hence the master manifester here. This is the person who creates the situation. They're the person who has the power to control what goes on here, create what happens from here. On your side of the table, the only thing that I didn't have complete rows of cards with, well, like I said, was the She Who Knows the Truth and the deceptive behavior. And on their side, the only thing that doesn't have anything connected with it in a row is I'm the one that created this whole situation, and I'm actively creating my life to be the way that I want it to be. But if they're manifesting from a place of being internally conflicted, where like I want actually these two different things, they're manifesting some stuff that's not going to be helpful for them. They probably just don't see that yet. And if they do have an idea about it, they're not willing to face it, and they're not willing to look at it for what it is. This connection looks stuck. It looks like they're the ones that created the thing that ultimately shifted it all and made the wheel spin the other direction. It looks like you probably found out about it, and you probably cut them off for their treachery, their deception, their lies, the stuff they were keeping secret. I don't know if you found it out personally, or if someone saw and reported back to you and you found it out that way, but it looks very clear that there's someone else that they brought into the picture, and looks like they're moving that direction with things. Now, if you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Scorpio love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.